with over 500 confirmed kills by the end of the war.
Hey, what up troops, Dit Commando here and welcome to the channel. I really do appreciate you stopping by to watch this reaction video today, and the reaction video is going to be about a Finnish soldier, and he was known as the White Death. The video itself is called I Am the Best Sniper That Ever Lived, the White Death, and it's from a channel called I Am. I believe the guy is called Simo. Häyhä. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he basically was a Finnish soldier. He was in the Finnish army, and yeah, when they were invading the Soviet Union's Red Army during World War II, apparently he was known as the White Death. So he's it's pretty incredible. I've read a little bit about him before doing this video, and this guy, some of the stuff is pretty hard to believe, although it's backed up by many sources. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this one. I know it's going to be a good one today, guys. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. But first, please like the video if you haven't smashed that like button already. Smash the subscribe button if you're brand new here, and make sure you press the notifications to be notified of anything released in the future from my channel. And join the Discord group, guys. If you want to recommend videos to me and or just chat to the group, there's a Discord group. The link is in the description. You're more than welcome to join that. Loads of people are joining there on a daily basis now. So yeah, if you want to recommend videos and have a chat, that's the place to do it. But troops, other than that, we'll just get straight into it. I hope you enjoy.
It's November 30th, 1939. Just 3 months after the outbreak of another world war, the Soviet Union has declared war on my home country of Finland. Within days, Soviet troops advanced across the nation, but they had no idea of the resistance they would run into. The negative 45-degree weather, negative 43 degrees centigrade, would be the least of the communist invaders' concerns.
Right, so just off the very start then, these guys are operating in an insane environment already. It's like literally minus double figures, okay? So really, really hard environment to work in, especially at the time when they were working.
They found themselves in my sights, because I am Simo Häyhä, the deadliest sniper in history. I am the White Death. Prior to the war's start, Germany and the Soviet Union had agreed to divide up Eastern Europe into spheres of influence, and Finland landing within the Soviets' reach. Stalin quickly made impossible demands of Finland, including that we cede large amounts of territory along the Finnish-Soviet border, supposedly for security reasons, such as the protection of Leningrad, which lay only 32 kilometers from the border. My nation flatly refused, and the Soviet Union quickly declared war.
Right, so that's interesting. I didn't realise that that's how they actually declared war then. So yeah, we'll learn something today, troops.
With 750,000 soldiers, 6,000 tanks, and over 3,000 aircraft, the Soviet military absolutely dwarfed our Finnish military, which was comprised of just 300,000 soldiers.
That is an insane amount of people, troops. For a military, those numbers are literally unfathomable. It's unbelievable.
Mostly reservists and civil guardsmen, a few dozen tanks and 100 aircraft. Stalin ordered the invasion of Finland, giving no thought to the coming winter, as he assumed his armies would roll over us long before the worst weather set in.
Which would make sense based on like the actual numbers. You know, these guys didn't even have that many tanks or anything, so you would presume they would have rolled over the position quite easily.
Just as Napoleon had underestimated the Russian winter over 100 years before, Stalin too severely underestimated winter weather and the impact it would have on his army. As the unseasonably cold winter of 1940 set in and slowed Stalin's beleaguered armies down in a frozen hell, our Finnish resistance moved in to halt the Soviet advance. Knowing we couldn't match the Soviets on one-on-one basis, we adopted Motti, what today would be called asymmetrical warfare tactics. We would routinely allow Soviet forces to push deep into our territory, leaving them overextended. Then we'd attack their supply lines while running lightning raids against the Soviet flank.
So yeah, there's a common thing between smaller outfits, smaller groups of military, and raids, and them being relatively successful. It's kind of like, you know, my background in the Royal Marines. Back then, It was that's the reason they were newly formed. So they were Royal Marines, and then they became Royal Marines Commandos at World War II, based on the fact that they would be specialised in small raids, and they were really, really successful. You know, short and sharp with a lot of action, and then get the hell out of there. So the fact that the Finns adopted this, it seems to have worked for them early on. So that's pretty cool to know.
Frozen in by the severe weather and plagued by terrible logistics, the Soviet war machine quickly ground to a halt. But the greatest of the terrors awaiting the Soviets in the winter woods was me, an unassuming 5 foot, 1.5 meter tall farmer named Simo Häyhä. I was born in a farming town near the Russian border, and I spent my entire life in the harsh Finnish countryside. As a child, I naturally took to shooting, becoming a prolific hunter and sharpening the marksmanship skills that would make me a legend one day.
So I've been doing a bit of research into this, guys, and I've been watching other YouTube videos about the links between certain military personnel doing certain jobs, such as becoming a sniper, and their background in hunting. There's a very strong link with successful snipers, successful soldiers, and having a kind of hunting background as an experience. So I don't know what it is. I think it must be the fact that they're more in tune with the environment. I mean, these guys who hunt, it might sound barbaric to many people, but they're really, really, really disciplined people, super passionate about what they do, awfully respectful towards animals as well, and they're just, in general, really disciplined men. I think that must be the building blocks to making them a pretty good soldier, as well as an even better sniper. So there's definitely a link there, guys. I wonder if you noticed that link as well.
1925, I served a mandatory one-year term in Finland's army, where I was introduced to an M28-30 rifle, replacing my Russian-made Musin Nagant M91. Honing my shooting skill even further, I was able to achieve a firing rate of 16 shots per minute at the range of 500 feet, 125 meters. Every single one on target. After a year of service, I was honorably discharged with the rank of Upsilias Upsilev, or corporal. Years later, I joined the Finnish Civil Guard, and at the outbreak of hostilities in 1939, I was called into active service. I refused the M28-30 rifle the military provided me with, though, pulling my trusty M91 out of storage instead. Immediately ordered to the defense of Häyhä, me and my unit dug trenches and strung up barbed wire in preparation for the Soviet assault. That very same night, the Soviets attacked, but we were able to repel the assault. After several days of heavy fighting, we were ordered to withdraw, yet despite the retreat, we suffered relatively few casualties. My next thing...
So this guy, at this point, had only done 1 year's national service, so to speak, which doesn't make him terribly experienced, but I think the fact that he's had a hunting background and he's lived in this harsh environment anyways makes him a little bit probably more of a rounded soldier by this point, especially going straight into war effectively.
Engagement with the Soviets came outside of Häyhä, with the Soviets once more suffering heavy losses. Stalin's bloody political purges had decimated military leadership within the Soviet military, and the inexperienced and poorly led Soviet army suffered greatly in the first few weeks of the war for those purges. My extraordinary marksmanship did not go unnoticed by leadership, who soon made me a sniper. After an enemy sniper killed 3 platoon leaders and an NCO, my company commander, Lieutenant Juta Latnin, ordered me to knock that man out. I replied simply, "I'll do my best." I took off.
So we've all heard of battlefield promotions before. That's what's happened to him there. He showed willing, he showed competence within a specific skill set, and he's pretty much been placed into that job role. And another thing that's interesting is the Soviets at this point, what I'm led to believe, although they had the numbers, they were complacent and they were relatively inexperienced as well. So, you know, having all those numbers didn't really positively affect them during this situation. So it would be interesting to see if there was any videos out on the other side of this video to react to.
For the woods alone, dressed in thick winter gear and a body-length white hooded coat. Making note of the terrain, I identified a few possible positions that I would choose if I were a Russian sniper, and then selected a spot with good oversight of all of them. Digging into the thick snow in early morning, I lay perfectly still, letting the snow build up around me all day long, not moving for fear of giving my position away. My patience and endurance paid off when finally, towards dusk, I spotted a flicker on the horizon, the telltale glint of the setting sun's rays reflecting off another sniper scope. Moments later, the Russian sniper began to rise, likely returning back to his unit after a long day on alert. Without hesitation, I gently squeezed the trigger and placed a single 7.62 round straight through the enemy sniper's cheek, killing him instantly.
So he's a very disciplined individual then. To be able to lie out in the blistering cold all day, that's pretty tough, guys, you know. Especially in that kind of environment, it must be really, really hard. So the guy is a one of a kind, really, and testament to Finland as well. The Finns are normally resilient and quite disciplined and determined individuals. So yeah, he's doing the Finns proud. This guy is. I like him.
Reputation began to spread amongst my fellow troops, and I would soon earn my nickname of the White Death amongst Russian troops. With our unit under fire by a skilled enemy sniper, my lieutenant once more reached out to me with a simple mission: find the sniper and kill him before he can kill more of our own. Just as before, I once again took off into the wilderness alone, carrying a day's worth of food and several pouches of ammunition. Having seen how a scope had given the Russian sniper away, I now refused to use one, and instead stuck only to my reliable M91's iron sights. It was with...
Whoa, right, this has just made it a completely different video now then, troops. So he's... Wow, that's blown me away a bit. So he's a sniper, but because he then got a kill with someone who he spotted through the glimmer of their scope, he's no longer going to be using a scope. He's going to be using his iron sights, which it's hard enough using your iron sights for any distance work on a normal rifle, but a sniper rifle where the whole intention is to gain a kill via a distance shot, that takes extreme marksmanship, and he must have been a prolific shot to be able to even have the confidence to do that, guys. I personally wouldn't have the confidence to be in a sniper position, a sniper role, without a scope. It would seem like it would defeat the point of having the sniper rifle in the first place. But this guy is confident that he can take the shot. That's really interesting.
Iron sights that I spotted and eliminated the Russian sniper from 400 meters away. After that kill, my name spread amongst the Russians, and I became a priority one target. In the months that followed, Soviet forces responded to my attacks by calling in artillery bombardments, devastating dozens of acres of woodland to try to kill just one man. Yet for all their efforts, I was able to survive each bombardment, getting only a minor scratch when a shell landed near my position and tore the back off my greatcoat.
So there's a lot of luck involved in war, guys, and you're seeing this right now. So he was prolific, but he was lucky as well in many situations.
In turn, I continued my methodical assassination of Soviet targets undeterred, once knocking out the sniper protecting a forward artillery observer. The observer quickly called in fire support, and over 50 rounds rained down harmlessly around me. But skill with a gun is only one part of becoming a deadly sniper.
Yeah.
I would often have to stay in my firing position for hours, sometimes even an entire day. And it's that resilience in the midst of our brutal Finnish winter that made me the stuff of legend. In order not to give away my firing position, I very slowly and carefully moistened the snow around me so it would freeze, preventing puffs of snow from flying up when I fired.
Wow.
When changing firing positions, I would move incredibly slowly, inches per hour, making my movements all but imperceptible to the human eye. In order to prevent steam from my breath from giving me away, I would hold mouthfuls of snow in my mouth, taking slow, deep breaths and letting my breath cool as it left my lungs. And of course...
He's a really disciplined guy, troops. I mean, it goes without saying, that kind of level of professionalism is not as, I don't know, well, it's an unbelievable testament to this guy, really. He's a prolific sniper, but he's a very disciplined man, and he's prepared to do and put in the work to get the job done. He's an overall good soldier.
Never inadvertently give myself away due to the low winter sun. I never used a scope, sticking to my tried and true iron sights for even the longest and most difficult of shots. Though I usually worked alone, I did employ the use of a trusted spotter occasionally. Observing Russian movements during the day, we would then take off into the pitch-black night and hunt for a good firing position from where we could enjoy a target-rich environment. Once selected, we would have to sit patiently waiting for the first light of dawn and then begin our long day of precision shooting. I was eventually wounded though, shot by an enemy sniper with an explosive bullet to the left side of my face just 1 week before the end of the Winter War. I awoke in a surgical tent the day the war ended. The bullet left me with a fractured jaw and a lifelong deformity, but I quickly recovered the ability to speak, and more importantly, shoot. With over 500 confirmed kills.
500 confirmed kills. Over 500 confirmed kills. That is absolutely staggering. From a single shot, effectively, sniper rifle. That is unreal. I've never heard of anything as yeah, the White. I mean, he definitely lives up to his title, the White Death. Unbelievable, man. That is unbelievable.
End of the war, my legacy was cemented as the deadliest sniper in history. But ultimately, I am a man of peace, and I refused to take part in the Finnish-Soviet Continuation War, which saw my beloved Finnish forces ally with German forces and invade the Soviet Union in a bid to retake lost territory. For me, my war was done, and I had no interest in invading another man's land the way my own had been.
Right then, troops, so that was really, really good. In fact, that's probably my most enjoyable reaction video. That I learned a lot about the Finns, the Finnish army, and how they operated back then, and it gives me a new respect for you guys as well. Like I say, I'm on a journey of learning different armed forces out there, and I want to know as much as I possibly can, because when you're in the Royal Marines, for instance, like I was, you become so zoned into what you know and what you do that you although the Royal Marines, I believe, are the finest military in the world, you kind of undermine a little bit other militaries, and you know, there's some other militaries out there who are as good, and in some ways a little bit better, in some ways not. So I'm on a mission to kind of learn and understand what everyone else is up to, really. And Finland, you seem to have, although not the biggest of militaries, quite a disciplined military by default, i.e. the environment in which you have to operate in. And this guy definitely does you proud. I mean, yeah, over 500 confirmed kills, and he seems to have quite a good moral compass, although he was involved in active killing. Sniper rifle, being a sniper is, you know, you're literally right at the front line of it. So, but he seemed like quite a respectable man, really. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one, troops. If you like that one, please smash the like button and smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel already for more reaction videos like this. And join the Discord group, guys. The link is in the description. If you want to recommend a video to me from whatever part of the world you're watching this from, please just join the Discord and send a video recommendation in, guys, and I'll get back to you straight away. So yeah, that's the reason I'm doing this video for now. It was recommended to me. But other than that, troops, I hope you have a wonderful day. We will see you next time. Peace.